Hey guys, Speed Force Spectre here. So today, I'm just gonna be doing kind of like a rambling video, just because a lot of news has kind of happened and just kind of a lot of interesting fandom stuff has happened. And I would just kind of I wanted to make videos, but like I was lazy, or like in real life just came up, and I was like, I'm not in the mood. I got too much on my plate. So I'm just gonna use this video of me playing Ski Safari Adventure Time and just me talking, drinking some tea, and just we'll just talk about some stuff. So yeah, here we go. So I want to start off by kind of starting off with the Peacock streaming service because we're getting another troll show, which this time it's a spin-off of Trolls World Tour. No info has came out except for the name Trollopolis, Trollpalooza, something along those lines. You've seen the logo, you know what it looks like. Jord Beard has that guy. They posted the picture of what the poster slash logo of the show looks like, so I don't really need to go into too much detail. And I think other people on YouTube's maybe talked about it. I'm not entirely sure, but like if you're in the know for Trolls stuff, then you know what's up. I will say the thing that sucks is it's on another streaming service, which it would have been nice if the spin-off to World Tour was on Netflix. It would have been nice for the consistency. But I kind of understand. DreamWorks owns or not DreamWorks, but Universal owns DreamWorks. They want to put their stuff on there, so I get it. That's understandable. Um, which I'm very happy that we get like more stuff after World Tour, and it's not just World Tour and then just nothing. um, so I'm glad we have that. I will say this: the good thing about Peacock is pretty much it's a joint thing between that and Hulu, which if you know anything about me, I don't like Hulu's business practice when it comes down to their animated shows, but they've also screwed over a bunch of live action shows just as well. But a good example and a good story is Polly Pocket. Now, Polly Pocket 2018 is a toy TV show. You would think, oh, cool, we have a toy based TV show on our streaming platform. We might as well take advantage of the fact that we have possibly a hot new toy um, that could make in money. Hulu did not think of this. They did not advertise that, hey, we have Polly Pocket on our streaming service, and they just kind of let season one happen, and then they pulled the plug on it. And, that it sucks because, you got a toy show, um, and you didn't try to promote the show at all, and then you flat out canceled it. Like, heck, my best friend who draws my avatar, they pretty much told me, they were like, "Hey, Polly Pocket," and I'm like, "Wait, what? That already came out?" And I was like so surprised. So that's how I got into Polly Pocket. I can't think of anything else Hulu really scoot. Oh, so there's a possibility that we're getting an Ugly Dolls TV show, and it might be on Hulu. And given what I said about Polly Pocket, that's kind of just a yikes for Ugly Dolls. Luckily, the creator has listened to me and a bunch of other fans because we've told them that, hey, after the first season, it's on there for a good couple of months or a year. Please make a DVD, because if Hulu screws you over, you at least have the DVDs to kind of back you up. Um, which then we pretty much have Peacock, which the Trolls TV show and a bunch of other DreamWorks shows will be airing on Hulu. But the good thing is Hulu has really zero excuses to, have the troll show and then later go up. season one didn't do good. We'll give you one more season, but yeah, it's too bad, so sad. And DreamWorks is kind of scrambling to do something else with Trolls, but they just don't know what to do. But now Peacock kind of has all of the control, and they could pretty much do whatever. Like if Hulu's ratings, because we don't see streaming services ratings like TV shows, you know, Peacock can say, "Hey, Trolls the TV show is doing really popular on our streaming service, so you get more episodes. Congratulations, you know." And Hulu's like, okay. Then, not to mention, Peacock is like fully owned by Universal and DreamWorks. So if like the Beat Goes On crew is like, oh hey, we want to bring back Archer Pastry, Universal will be like, oh yeah, you could totally do that. But like if it was on Hulu, Hulu would probably say, oh no, that was a Netflix thing, you can't do that. So it's a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit good for the Beat Goes On staff who wants to reference stuff from Beat Goes On. They could easily do it with no worries because, oh hey, Peacock is fully owned by Universal, so they don't really have to worry about story stuff or taking out Beat Goes On characters like Archer Pastry or Nova Swift, stuff like that. They don't have to worry about those type of problems coming up when it comes down to the show. So that's a good sign. Keep in mind I don't work for Trolls or DreamWorks at all. So I don't know. The thing that I'm saying right now, probably not true, but in my eyes, that's how I look at it. So there's the news for that. In terms of world tour stuff, I am not gonna talk about the whole new Grammys clip because, like, real talk, y'all. Like all I was expecting from the Grammys was Shawn Mendes to like look dapper AF, and that was it. Like I was not expecting anything from Trolls, but lo and behold, we got a TV spot of like a spoiler, and I'm just not going to talk about it. I feel like other people, Party Planner Preston, and like random other people who enjoy Trolls and talk about it on YouTube, I feel like they've done a good job kind of covering these things. I don't know if I'll cover like a TV spot or something if I'm being like fully honest. Because if I'm being honest, like right now, I feel like Trolls has kind of, or not Trolls, but DreamWorks could easily spoil a lot. And like, given the length of the movie, depending on how long the movie is, which, in my opinion, I think it might be just as like long as the first Trolls movie, or like longer by 15 minutes or something like that. But if the movie isn't long and we've practically seen the whole movie, what's the point in seeing it in theaters? And that's not a good sign. So really, I just want to kind of just enjoy Trolls when it gets released into theaters. I'll try my best not to look at any spoilers, but if it happens, it happens. But I know I'll still definitely enjoy Trolls World Tour. So the next thing I want to talk about, the Owl City House. I was originally going to make a video on this, but I just got so lazy. But I really like the first three episodes I saw. The pilot and the second episode definitely are my favorites out of the three, but I did definitely enjoy what the third episode had to definitely offer. Luz is really relatable. She is a big, honest to gosh darn mood. The one thing I like about the pilot and the second episode, so the pilot pretty much has Luz, a girl that no one understands, and everyone's like, Luz, you're not normal. Be normal, fam. And she's like, but I like being me. What up? And then, of course, you got the owl house. She goes there. And it's like not one of those like dumb fantasy stories where it's like, oh man, you're the chosen one. Your differences are what make you unique here in this world. Nah, fam. Like this place is like, nah. You got a whole bunch of other people who are big moods just as you are. You are not special at all whatsoever. But being you, that's cool. And I'm glad that like they didn't do like the really obvious thing of Luz being like the pretty cool one, but like deep down, like if you know what they're talking about, it's like she's just being her, and like there's like nothing really special about her, and everyone uh on like the Isle, I don't know, it's like the Isle of some the Boiling Isles. I was about to say the Isle of the Lost, that's Descendants. Um, but like everyone on the Boiling Isle was like, "Wow, Luz, you're so cool because you're you. I don't know why people on your Earth think you're weird." It wasn't one of those things. And then episode two, I'm guessing like Luz has been there for like a good couple of weeks, and she's like, "Man, this isn't my glorified CW fantasy world filled with easy to follow sub they're not subplot well subplots I'd go with, yeah, we'll go with that, subplots, and really hot Thomas Stewart vampire, there's none of that here. I want that. And like when it happens, it's so kind of not boring, but like Luz is clearly having fun, but it's like very straightforward. And like when it turns out it's like not that, and it's all like a lie, she's like, "Oh, it all was fake. What up?" And then she kind of learns that if the Boiling Isle was pretty much like a straight up glorified fantasy world that Luz wants it to be, that's like pretty much like a CW show, or like books. If it's like as straightforward as that, then really, what's the point in really just anything different happening? And I like that the show took those first two episodes to kind of tell a story like that. And I thought it was just really clever how they pretty much did it. I hope I'm describing it correctly, but I really like that. Also, King is just really funny and cute. Cannot wait for Hot Topic plushies to come out of that guy. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I will say this: if you feel like the first episode or the second episode is kind of disingenuous, and you just kind of feel like the show is kind of made to the point where like Luz is just like XD relatable because they want you to like have like an honest, how should I put it? Um, if you feel like the show is being dishonest to you by having Luz being really relatable, or the way the first episode was a be yourself type of thing, and the second episode was kind of like poking fun at like the tropes of fantasy stuff, and you feel like it's very disingenuous, I would say kind of look into the people who created the show. Like they have like Twitters and Tumblrs. Look into the crew and staff. See if you feel like the people are being disingenuous, and then kind of make your opinion whether or not you want to continue from there. Looking at the people who created the show, they seem very honest, and they seem like they really much had a blast with this show. So I feel reassured that everything is pretty genuine and honest. I will say this though, don't be prepared, or well, how should I put it? Don't be surprised if, as Owl House goes on, it goes into like big plot stuff. So yeah, another fantasy story driven show. And really, if you're tired of fantasy story driven shows, like go watch you some Trolls The Beat Goes On, or Archibald's Next Big Thing, or something like that. Like if you're like in the animation community, or the animation or the cartoon whatever, like if you want like something different, like definitely definitely experiment with your cartoons. Don't be afraid to jump out of the comfort zone of the animation community, of just like watching what everyone is telling you to watch. Like if you find that you enjoy Where's Waldo or Polly Pocket, something along those lines, like watch those shows. Like if it's like an old cartoon or a new cartoon that like no one's watching, like definitely speak up about it. Definitely talk about these things. If you feel like the cartoon community, animation community, whatever, if you feel like the community and what they talk about is very stagnated, you know, do your job as a fan of whatever you're watching and, talk about it, put interest into whatever it is that you like, because really if the animation community is going to keep on talking about nostalgic shows like Fairly Odd Parents and then talk about shows like the Owl House or Steven Universe Future or something like that, and they don't really kind of expand, really the animation community and cartoon community is just really going to be stagnated, and people are definitely, I feel like people later on in the future, they will definitely kind of grow tired of story driven shows or story driven fantasy shows that have different presentation, but like they feel like they're the same because they know deep down after like those first 3 to 4 episodes, um, it's going to go into big storyline stuff. Definitely add some variety in your cartoon watching. I definitely think that could definitely help. But other than that, I really, really enjoy the Owl House, and I can't wait to see what the Owl City House has to bring as it goes on. Because I really liked all of the episodes I've seen, and really, in terms of my TV watching, in terms of animation and live action, I really have to pick what shows I want to watch. Um, because I got like school, sometimes depression kicks in, so sometimes I'm just like not in the mood for a story driven show, and sometimes I just gotta pick um, what story driven shows I want to do. Sometimes I just gotta go, okay, this isn't for me, this is for me, I'm gonna have to wait and pause. Um, but like the Owl House, I will gladly watch each episode as it goes on because I'm really enjoying the show's presentation. Um, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. Because I feel like I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about, like the Peacock situation, my view on like if there's going to be like more trolls content that's like pretty spoilery. I talked about the Owl House. Um, I don't know if there's anything else I got to say. So from this point, I'm just kind of, I guess I'm just gonna go on kind of like a ramble at this point. Um, I kind of just started off the video, just kind of talking about the stuff I wanted to talk about. But whatever day, time, whatever you're watching this, I hope you guys are doing really good this week or this day. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. So far, there's only been 2 days this week, Monday and Tuesday, in terms of recording this video. Today is Tuesday. I'm doing decent right now. Doing pretty okay. School's going okay. Um, but yeah, that's. I hope you guys are well. Okay, so I forgot what day it was. I think it was like the weekend or something like that. I forgot, but um, at some point last week, I ended up watching Sleeping Beauty for the first time. Well, I shouldn't say the first time, but like the first time in forever. There we go. Um, because I remember watching it on TV when I was a tiny specter. If I'm being honest, because really all I remembered from the movie was Maleficent pretty much puts Aurora to sleep, and then like Prince Philip did all the heroic prince stuff. And to be honest, I kind of like as a kid, I always thought the movie was a Prince Eric movie. That or why did I say Eric? I said Prince Eric. I mean Philip. I don't know why I confused Philip with Eric. But I always thought it was like a Prince Philip movie. But like watching it now, it's kind of a lot of characters' movies, except for literally except for Aurora. Like Aurora does not have a personality, but I'm really glad that like the Disney Princess line does exist because like the books and other media have very much helped Aurora feel like a character now, which is really great because I really like Aurora. Um, in terms of like outside of her movie. Like, don't get me wrong, I really love Sleeping Beauty. Like, it's a really good movie. But like in terms of like outside of that, like they've done a good job with her personality. But like Sleeping Beauty is more about her fairy godparents watching her, um, and then like Philip half the movie, and half of the movie is just Maleficent being pretty badass. And I kind of, if I'm being honest, I kind of wish that the Maleficent live action movies were like that, but it ain't it though. I will say this though, the first movie, Prince Philip, is pretty good. Like I really like Dick Grayson as Philip, but I will say that it's kind of like a pro and a con. It's like too bad he couldn't return for Maleficent 2, but like he didn't have time for that. He was being a badass on Titans, being my boy Dick Grayson. Like I would rather him be a badass Dick Grayson than kind of being in a like pretty decisive or like okay live action Disney movie. Like out of the live action Disney movies, like I enjoyed Aladdin. That's it. Like cuz like looking back on Maleficent, the only thing I really enjoyed about that movie was Prince Philip, and that's telling a lot. Like that really is. Um but like yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Jungle Book was pretty good, but like I honestly remember more from the live action Aladdin movie compared to the Jungle Book movie, if I'm being like totally blunt and honest. Oh yeah, speaking of another movie I watched Moana for the very first time just yesterday actually. Funny enough, like I watched in 2016 I watched Trolls, very hyped for Moana, but I ended up seeing Fantastic Beast. I had to support Ezra Miller. I actually liked the first Fantastic Beast movie. I haven't seen the second one. That's telling a lot, but Moana is really really good. I have a letterbox review of it. If I'm not lazy, I'll probably link into the description below. But um, I really liked Moana. Like the animation's really great, the music's great. Like everything's great. Like I don't really have an issue with the movie at all. Um, I mean, like I remember my friend again. Shout out to you, the person who drew my avatar. I remember when they first saw the movie. I remember they said like it had like the like not second act because it like literally happened in like the ending of the movie where Maui and Moana split up, and like I kind of understand why some people wouldn't enjoy that, um, but I actually didn't mind it only because it was kind of saying it's like kind of Moana's story. It wasn't really. She didn't really like. She needed Maui, but like she didn't like. She needed Maui, but like she didn't need Maui for a lot of the journey. Because she could have done it. But you know, power of teamwork, all that good jazz. Like I didn't mind it. I thought the presentation of it was pretty good for it. But like if I'm being totally honest, and if you're an old Spectre and watch my old videos, you know I just do not care for the first Frozen movie. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It's it's not, how should I put it? It's not, I guess kind of it's not what I want it to be. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like Frozen just doesn't work. Like the music's great. There's a couple of good characters, but it's like not something I would come back to. Moana, on the other hand, I would definitely come back to. Um, I feel like there's like a lot more stuff I like about it than I could say for Frozen. Still haven't watched Frozen 2, but whenever that comes out on Disney Plus, I'll definitely watch it. Definitely give it a go. Don't know if I'll review it, but we'll see what happens when it comes down to the sequel for it. But other than that, Moana is pretty lit, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I also like Tamatoa. I find it funny how my favorite characters from two animated movies of November of 2016 is both Guy Diamond and Tamatoa, two shiny boys. Like I love that. That is great. Also, I really like his voice actor. If anybody watched Flight of the Concords, highly recommend that show. Very funny. It has Kristen Shaw, the voice of Mabel Pines. Um, his character's name is Murray, um, and he's on Voltron. We don't speak of Voltron in this house. He has been like in a bunch of other things. He was also in like Trolls in one scene where he's like where like it's at the final part of the movie and he's like, oh man, but I thought eating trolls is supposed to make you happy or something along those lines. I'll probably put the scene up right now. That guy, he's in a lot of cartoons. I like that guy. He's also in that show Flight of the Concords. It's a really funny musical show. Um, I still like it. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'm glad Tamatoa got to be voiced by that guy. I really like his voice and his singing voice. He's very funny. What else? There's a lot of fandom stuff I could talk about. I don't know. I guess I guess this is where I kind of lose focus and kind of just don't know what to talk about at this point. So I think I'm just gonna sign out. So yeah, I'm Speed Force Spectre, and I'm signing out. Hope you enjoyed whatever this ramble was.